Hello everyone, Melanie here from Speaking Styles. I hope you're all having an amazing week. Today I wanted to talk about how to succeed with compassionate communication. And over the last few months I've had a few personal and professional challenges, and it's really made me reflect and review the way in which I run my business, but also in the way in which I do things for myself in terms of health and wellness and mind and body. And I've had some pretty rough couple of months. There's been a hell of a lot of tears and a hell of a lot of painful moments. Personally, and anybody else that feels like they go one step forward and about 20 back. That's the way I felt over the last couple of months. And this week I actually go back out and start a lot of my workshops and facilitation. And then at the beginning of the week I ended up in quite a substantial amount of pain, so back to the doctors. And this is where I thought I was breaking through with getting where I needed to get to, and then start getting out there and getting on my business. And I realized as well is like sometimes when we want to push forward and we want to really get out of our comfort zones and we want to push beyond what we think is our limits, is that a lot of the time we get challenged and that we get a lot of resistance from our old patterns of behavior. And that's been something that I have been battling with over the last few months, of really wanting to change a lot of what I do each day in order to succeed, but also to grow my business to the next level. And I've actually come across, I have two coaches. So I have Hannah, who's my business coach, and I have a lady, Sophia, who's absolutely amazing, and she is a coach and she helps with mindset and spirituality and that mind and body connection. And it's absolutely amazing, and I think it's something that in business and in life, like we need help. We need to be able to help ourselves, especially when we're helping other people as coaches, is that we do go through those challenges just the same as our clients, and we need to have some help as well. So it's super valuable to have as many coaches, as many mentors as that you need to be able to get through that. However, bringing me to the point of compassionate communication, and it's something that over the last few months have been in and out of hospital and dealing with people in a very confronting one-on-one communication, is that I found that something that's really missing in our everyday life is that empathy and compassion. Is that I find that there's a lot of ego and authority that comes with communication instead of empathy and guidance. And the more and more that I've been in such a vulnerable situation, is that I have identified but observed as an outsider what actually goes on in our world. And I looked as well at my own business and looked at sometimes why clients, and even for myself, to get over that anxiety, the fear, and get uncomfortable to get up in front of people, or whether it's speaking up for yourself at work without feeling like you're judged or without feeling like you're exposed, then we do struggle sometimes with communication. And I realized that there's actually a missing piece with communication. And it's we're not looking inside of ourselves. We're always constantly looking externally to how we can fix the problem. And that's just never going to work, because not unless we do the work inside and we are communicating to ourselves on a level that we want other people to speak to us, then it's going to be really difficult to get up on stage. It's going to be really difficult to... I have a call coming through. And it's going to be really difficult to, if you've got any hecklers, or if you've got anybody that challenges you in the Q&A, or if you forget your words, or the mic doesn't work, or something happens within that day, that how are we going to cope with that? So it's really important to build that strength within us. It's really important to be able to do the inside work first. And this is something that I'm doing a lot of for myself, because I still do get a lot of anxiety. I still get a lot of exhaustion after speaking, because I still have some of those fears and some of those anxieties that goes with it. So this is where I really want to help my clients and help people with more around that compassionate communication. And that means it's about doing the inner work first. So I do have online modules that I am creating now, and they will be live. I'm setting myself the goal now by the end of April that a 12-week program will be going live on my website. And around those modules, we'll be starting with ourselves first and really gaining the skills that we need to build that strength, build that effective, and being empathetic with ourselves. Because what I found is the more that we can become empathetic with ourselves, the more we can become in tune with our own emotions, how we deal with our own emotions, then we can actually start to identify that in other people. And we can actually then communicate, become more present, become more relaxed, and just become more empathetic. Our communication will be able to slow down, we'll be able to appreciate that conversation. And being present is such an important aspect of communication, because this is where we can actually listen to people. And not just listening with having something that we're going to say and it becomes all about us. It's actually about listening. So I'm really super excited, and it's one of those things that when you have some challenges in your life, that everything happens for a reason, and it's made me really think about how I can really use this in my business, but also use it for myself and be able to help my clients. Because being able to empower, inspire, change, and the way in which we can do change is if we work on ourselves, which is probably one of the hardest things that we will ever have to do, because breaking the habit of being ourselves takes such a lot of work, and that is something that I am processing myself. So again, if anybody's having some really tough times, then put a thumbs up, comment, let me know, because you're not the only one. And just because I teach this and train it and coach it doesn't mean to say that I don't have the same emotions and the same challenges that everybody else goes through. So I am super excited about this new chapter in my business and the new way in which I will be working with my clients. And it will be more about looking in before we look out. And this is going to be something that's just going to be life-changing for anybody that comes to work with myself, because I have been doing a lot of this over the last few months. So this is how you succeed with compassionate communication. It's an inside job first, before we start to look externally, and then be able to get up and present in how we structure and how we speak and how we communicate effectively. So again, let me know how you're all doing out there. Feel free to send me a message or put it in the comments if this has been helpful, and I will look forward to chatting to you all very soon.